For Thursday night's game, I asked you about playing Memphis and these guys today, and you said you were looking forward to the challenge of playing these two teams with 2 wins, with Jaylen not playing the other night, and the way the game went today. What do you think it says about where your group is at after the past few weeks?
Yeah, we're improving, and what we did prior to All-Star break and the streak and all those things are good, but the increased level of competition in March, we were looking forward to it. Playoff caliber teams and really holding ourselves to a higher standard, but measuring ourselves against some of the better teams. So regardless of the opponent, we want to play a certain way, regardless of who they have and who they don't. And that's carried over well from the earlier streak and before All-Star break.
You all year were very confident that things are going to turn around at some point. Jayson in particular was both about himself and about the team in general. Has his steadiness and kind of like quiet belief in himself been any part of what has led to both him and you guys turning around the way that you have?
Yeah, it's been huge. With myself, I mentioned health quite a bit and the shots that we were getting and the open looks and the numbers that weren't career averages. And we felt those would all even out. But Jayson is a guy that we've never been worried about scoring wise. We just want him to play a certain way, the right way, take what he has, and then get everybody involved. And he's kept it pretty simple as far as that, shoulder the load when guys were out. But as far as being concerned about his shooting numbers and averages and all that, I think himself, he continues to stay with the process of what he does every day. That was always going to flip, and it was more a matter of what we can do as a team, offensively and defensively, and all those areas are starting to improve.
And just real quick, you talked about the challenge for the game. If you guys have an isolation defense, you try to get teams to isolate. You're also going up against maybe the 2 best isolation scorers in the league. How did you think you guys guarded them, and sort of how did that play out throughout the game?
A little bit on our heels in the first quarter. The aggressiveness wasn't where we needed to be as far as pickup points and physicality on the switches, but it got better throughout the game, and they were making some tough shots, but we continued to grind away, and those shots didn't fall at the same level throughout the game. So stay with what we do, obviously mixing some blitzes and some traps there to keep guys off balance and live with the result as far as that. But tonight was a game where, to your point, they have 2 elite isolation scorers, and our offense had to be on point. And I think winning the second, third, and fourth quarter showed the improvement offensively throughout the game.
And Coach, just along those same lines, you have a pretty special ISO scorer on your team in Jayson Tatum. Can you address just what a game like this and his growth this season would mean? Having a guy out there on the other side with Kevin Durant, exceptional player, and him able to more than hold his own against that guy.
Yeah, it shows his growth and confidence, and the confidence we all have in him. It really is important to have scorers going against these guys to make them work on that end. It's not just a shootout. We don't want it to be an open gym up and down. We obviously are trying to defend at a high level, but offensively you have to make those guys work as well. So Jayson going back at him, Jaylen as well, and all of our other guys contributing makes them work on that end. So it's not just up and down, and usually 120 points for an opponent is not a good recipe. But like I said, our offense was really good tonight. And to have a guy like Jayson to kind of match back and forth and put these guys in situations, got some early fouls on Kevin, that's crucial for us. So they can't just relax on that court. They have to work on that end as well.
And last question, even though his numbers didn't just jump off the charts, this was another one of those games where Rob Williams did a lot of really good things for you. Can you just speak to that?
Yeah, he's not necessarily a stat sheet guy. He does so many things for us. And just his presence out there. And so keeping balls alive that he may not get credited for, altering shots if he doesn't block them, and then defending multiple positions. So it's not necessarily a stat sheet guy, like we mentioned, but Rob is almost an anchor for our defense, and we know how important he is.
Jaylen getting that the big 3-pointer there. Just what did you think, obviously, of his contribution there, coming off that sprained ankle and giving you 35 minutes and hitting that big shot?
Yeah, it was huge. To my point of offensively having to be on point against these guys because they can score so well. We needed all bodies available, and he, credit to him, taking care of himself treatment wise and getting the workouts in where he was confident in it, and said he was fine to go, no limit restrictions, and then producing like that, which we needed against these guys. So, big shot. We just wanted to get him a few minutes to start the fourth quarter so he didn't, get up in the 38 range. We bought the time. Peyton and Derek and those guys held it down, and then he came in and kind of finished. But credit to Jayson making the pass. Him, the way he was scoring, guys started to load up on him, and he's going to always trust his teammates, and guys got to make big shots.
And there was a lot of frustration out there with the officials and guys were talking. What does it say about these guys to be able to put that behind them? Because I feel like in the past that frustration had mounted in games and cost you games, and now they put that behind them and close this game out.
Yeah, what I said was obviously continue to play through. We've been harping on that all year, but be forceful on the other end, make them call it. And we got into early bonus with I think 7+ minutes in the fourth quarter and kept attacking. And the refs are going to call it one way, and you have to adjust to that. But we can put the pressure on them, and I think we got a ton of free throws in the fourth quarter. Forcing fouls while we were in the bonus. So we wanted to be aggressive, draw contact. If they're going to call it a certain way, use that to our advantage.
You guys had good amount of problems with fourth quarters earlier in the season, just closing things out. Again, the fourth quarter today, that's going that 9-0 run, take back lead with 4 minutes left. What have you just seen with the progression of you guys in those moments now, especially during the latest run, but especially today?
Yeah, that you can buckle down and get the stops when needed. We have enough in our toolbox to go after guys and make other guys try to beat us, and the rotations are on point behind us. And offensively, turning that defense into offense. And so we made them miss some shots, got out, got some easy baskets, and not only stingy defense when you have to, although scoring 30 is not technically stingy for those guys, but turned into offense and scoring 37 ourselves. So improved offense. Like I said, we feel comfortable in the sets that we have to finish games, more so than early in the year and what guys can do. And so we like the package we have on both ends.
And Al's three-point shooting has really come along. I know obviously you guys trust the averages there, but is there anything else beyond, is he getting higher quality looks, or is it a matter of, a lot of averages there?
I would say, he got good looks early, but our ball movement and, unselfishness has improved throughout the year. So guys may be expecting it more. And like I said, Jayson, Jaylen, and the creators are trusting them. And so they know they're going to get those looks. We're on them when they don't make the extra pass, and guys are expecting it and ready to shoot now. So that could have something to do with it. But like I said, throughout the year, we knew, I said it enough, we're not going to keep missing these shots, and we did for a while. But Marcus, Al, and Jayson, those guys' numbers are going to get back to average.
Thanks.
Chelsea McDonald. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Hi, sorry, Coach. This is Chelsea McDonald with 7 News. I'm just curious, how would you describe your team right now? They're so locked in, beating quality opponents night after night. Just how proud are you of your guys from being able to turn it around?
I'm extremely proud of the effort on the night-to-night basis. I mentioned it a few weeks ago. As a coach, you want nothing more than to know what you're going to have every night. And defensively, we know where we're going to be. Tough, mentally tough team that can, play through runs. And offensively, we're improving. So I would describe our group at best as confident, locked in, connected, and you see that on both ends of the court.
You may to have a guy like, Durant's a generational player and Kyrie's a great scorer. To see a guy like Jayson at 24, just turned 24, just kind of take over a game like this, be the best MF on the floor as he's said he needs to be in games like this. What is that like to watch the growth of a player like him?
Yeah, it's impressive. At times you forget how young they all are out there. You look at the older guys like Marcus, birthday boy today, and Rob, and they're still in their 25s and 27, 8, that age. So it's really impressive, honestly, seeing at that young of age, these guys 23, 24, 25 years old, stepping up to the plate, but that confidence that they have in themselves, the team hasn't, we all have in them, and just, taking the alpha approach to be the best guy on the court each night. And that's what's needed against some of these high-level opponents. So he takes pride in the matchups going against high-level guys. And, we're not making a one-on-one thing, but he wants to play well, and he takes pride in it. So impressive for sure, but not unexpected.
I know you don't call every play for Jayson, but when he's on like this, do you just say, hey, man, do you and everything else work itself out?
Yeah, we may not have the specific play, but we like him in the actions. And so whether he's a screener, handler, or getting some off the ball, he posts up, he can score every way. And so we like to look for him. We tell guys out in transition, find him. Our bigs go head hunt and get him open. And so May not be a specific play call for him, but guys are definitely looking for him when he gets rolling like that.
Wrap it up right there. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.